Do you want to know how to have deep self-confidence? Like unmoving, solid as a rock self-confidence? Well, it's actually quite easy. Although I have to be honest, it did take me pretty much my whole life to understand how this works. It's very simple. You just have to have nothing to lose. Now, the reason that's difficult is because so many of us are invested in our personal story, our personal narrative, right? If you were to go onto a dating site or a new social media site where you had to fill in all those wonderful questions about your most favorite subject, you, right? What are your opinions, your likes? What kind of person are you? Are you vegan? Are you uh, conservative? Are you like this? Do you like these kind of people? We love to talk about ourselves because that's the ego's job. The ego's job is to exist and continue to exist. So that's our favorite subject. So imagine that you're filling in a dating site questionnaire about you, and you're thinking about, oh, how should I be seen? What kind of hobbies are interesting and what would make me seem cool? That's how we kind of live our life with this kind of thinking going on in the background. Who should I be? How should I present myself? And when I lived like this, it was often, especially as a teenager, right? But as a young adult, very much a state of existential angst, right? Or I'm going for a job interview, or I've got to see this person, I'm going for a meeting. I can remember one time, something just completely banal and unimportant. I was queuing up in the bank. I don't know what I was doing, something not particularly important. I wasn't trying to rob the place. I was just trying to get some money out or some normal transaction. But I can remember being in that queue and feeling this sort of gut wrenching insecurity. Like, how do I present myself? What am I wearing? And it's so totally exhausting to constantly have to be somebody. And if you want to be completely in a deep state of relaxation and natural self-confidence. So I'm talking about just being yourself, not talking about bravado, not like acting tough or, none of that shit. Just being yourself completely, whether you're a woman or a man, just being yourself and not having to play to societal roles. When you can be like that, then you can come into a deep state of relaxation and self-confidence because you realize ultimately that you are who you are anyway. Like at some point in your life, if you're interested in truth and self-development and self-inquiry, you are going to discover that all of this stuff is just a complete and utter waste of time. And hanging out as a certain person and attracting people that resonate with that persona and that personality is tiring, stressful, because you live in fear that you're going to be found out, because it's not true. So of course you're going to be fearful that you're discovered to be an imposter. So you got to live all the time with that fear. And it's problematic and it's always going to be stressful. And then you're just going to go from one technique to another to be a different type of person and try on a different type of persona. But it all costs life force energy. It's all just a role you're playing. So how would it be if you would just completely let go of that role that you feel that you have to play? Who would you be with your loved ones, with your parents, if you didn't have to be anybody? And if you look at that and you try that on for size, I'm sure there's a lot of aspects of that you could imagine how much peace that would give you. You could just rock up to any situation without having to achieve anything, without having to impress anybody. You just say, I'm here. That's it. What's happening? What are we talking about? What's going on? How can I help? You don't have to be anybody. You can imagine how much peace that would bring you. But not only peace, it will bring you life force energy. It will bring you the ability to actually spontaneously connect to people and to the moment. Because if you're an actor playing a role, you're always reading from your lines and your parts and your opinions and your personal history. Oh, someone said that to me. I'm in the role now of a victim who was treated badly by his father or his mother or his spouse, right? Oh, someone pressed this button. There's nothing authentic about that. And please don't take this as criticism, because I lived a large part of my life like this, and we all do. That's how we brought up. But it's possible to get back, and back is the opposite of going somewhere. Back is back home, back to the innocent person you were born as. You were already whole and already full. Simply, we were taught by society that we had to be somebody. So now in life, I don't have an existential fear when I'm queuing for the bank. Everything is good. There's nothing wrong, because I don't have to achieve anything. I'm just looking in each moment, like, what's happening? What is the context telling me that this situation needs? And because nothing can be taken away from me in terms of my story of myself, then people can't harm me, not in terms of calling me a name or telling me I'm bad, because I know myself and I know that I'm okay. And yeah, if somebody does have some criticism, I'll make an effort to look at it. And even if it's somebody really close to me, I'll make an effort to look at it. And it's easier to look at it because I know that I'm okay. Fundamentally, I'm okay. And yeah, I'm a being of shadow. I'm a work in progress, and I'm probably not going to make it in this life to enlightenment or some kind of utopian omega point. But I'm okay. I'm okay with being on the journey. It's fine. This is planet Earth. We're all works in progress. And I've decided to give up self-criticism and self-doubt and existential fear and guilt, all that stuff. Give it up. And anybody can drop that at any moment they decide to. So self-confidence is just simply coming home. That's it. Because when you come home to your true self, your authentic self, the self that you were born as, then you realize, you feel at a very deep visceral level, at a cellular level, that you are good. You are totally okay. Even as a work in progress, you are fine. And then people can't touch you. Not possible. And all the people that used to gaslight me, manipulate me, they just can't, it's not possible anymore, because there's no button that they can press, because I'm okay with myself. And enlightenment sounds wonderful, right? Reaching this amazing state of non-dual awareness. And I've been there a few times in different situations, and I can tell you it's pretty incredible. It's right remarkable. And yeah, who wouldn't want to get back there in terms of a state experience? But in terms of achievable freedom, return to self and your natural self-confidence is available for you. Whatever the story you have about yourself, doesn't matter, because you are totally okay. At the deepest possible level, you are okay. And returning to self will bring you back to this reconnection with your authentic self. And then something amazing happens, because it even expands from there. Not only do you achieve this peace through natural self-confidence and groundedness, you realize that because you're okay, fundamentally, life is okay. And that life is good, and that life supports you. And then, instead of waking up with an existential fear about what can happen in life, you wake up realizing that life is fundamentally good and fundamentally supportive of you, even though challenges still will happen and things need to be done and money needs to be earned. Yeah, all that stuff that we all have to deal with, the unexpected stuff. Now you can deal with it from a place of direct understanding, perception that life is good, and that you are good, and that you and life and the goodness and the wholeness of you and the wholeness of life are one thing. And then life changes completely for you. Cool. You like this video? Then give me a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Leave me a comment, question, and I will make sure I respond to you.